Hey guys, Buff from Game Bat today, bringing another video for our weapon blueprint series, and today we're covering the Divide blueprint for the CR56 AMAX or the ACE 31, as well as the Roze Operator bundle we'll also be covering, as well as the Operator skin for Roze. We'll be going over some of that. I'll show you some gameplay for the weapon, and we'll jump in how to build it versus the base weapon, and then jump into the gameplay and see how this handles in game. So let's go ahead and jump into it. You can see on screen the Roze Operator bundle here. It's going to cost you 2,400 COD points in the store. Both weapons have the dismemberment effect on it. Now, first off, what this comes with is 10 items in total. You have the Operator skin Virago for Roze. You have the Divide assault rifle blueprint for the CR56 AMAX, turning this into the Galil Ace or the IWI Ace 31. You also have the Silver Plum handgun. Now, both these weapons, again, have dismembering effects on them. You have the Treasure Trove Watch, the Snafu Operator move, which is going to use a dog that looks very similar, if not the exact same as Riley, which we've seen some before, but again, this one just seems to look, to me, more similar to Riley from Call of Duty Ghosts. We also have the Dirt Nap Operator Quit for Roze, the Challenger Charm, Amazon sticker, Ghost Town calling card, and the Situation Normal emblem. So you get all this for 2,400 COD points. Let's go ahead and back out now and take a look at the weapon itself, and as well as the Operator Roze. So back out, you can see the final design for the blueprint. Again, this is the Divide, the CR56 AMAX, turning this essentially into a IWI Ace 31 variant. So if we go ahead and back out, first off, let's just check out Roze, the operator herself. So if I go to her, we'll take a look at Roze and just take a look at, first off with her bio, if we take a look at this, I thought this was interesting. She is a hunter tracker from Colorado Mountains, ex-ranger, proficient in small unit tactics and CQC combat. Joined Jackals after severing ties with the U.S. military. And then also they added some things here to the bio, which looks pretty cool. I'm not sure how long this has been here. We have fingerprints as well as the blood type. You can see there she is B positive, as well as you can also see the other members of Jackal that are all here to swipe through as well. So if we go ahead and take a look at Roze here, you can see first off with the helmet, it looks like for anybody that plays Tarkov is going to be familiar. It looks a lot like the airframes as well as the airframe chops that come with this. So the helmet itself looks like an airframe, very similar. You can see where the mount would be on the front for the night vision goggles, as well as just the different mounts available on the helmet itself, where a GoPro would go, where the battery pack would go for the NVGs. And then also you can see here on the face, she has basically face protection. These are called chops, which again are minor essentially armor plating for the face, which you can see here. And then her contacts or whatever hearing aids she has is going to be built into the sides there. But again, you can't quite see them 100% there. But again, if you're familiar with Tarkov, you know that these are essentially airframes as well as the chops there. It's just going to provide extra armor plating to the face area, as you can see. So besides that, you can see on the left side of her helmet, we have the American flag, as well as on her plate carrier there, you have the American flag, which is upside down there as well. You have the radio. And you can see her outfit itself. She has a knee brace on the left-hand side with a pad on the right. So you can see the holster, as well as some tacticals on the back with a knife. Again, comms there on the back left-hand side as well. And then we have just extra magazines. Very light plate carrier. Actually, I don't even think she's wearing a plate carrier. So she really just has a tactical rig set up here. No plate carrier on this operator that I can tell from the front or the back. Yeah, so it looks like just a tactical rig is set up on this. And then it almost looks, I'm not sure what kind of outfit she's wearing. It looks almost like a pilot's jumpsuit or something like that. Interesting outfit. I think it looks really nice. However, I would really like to see a more Milsim-esque type operator skin for her in the future. But I do like this skin. I think it fits pretty nice with the Jackals, and again, it goes along with some of the skins that we have been seeing in the game, maybe particularly being Nikto, as well as the Zane skin that was just leaked. It looks very similar to the same under type of wear that they're using there. But again, that is the Roze Operator. So if we go back out now, we'll focus on the weapon here. Go ahead and look at this. I didn't rename the class yet as the M4. It is a IWI Ace 31 is what the weapon is essentially turning into here. But if we look at this really quick, you can see all the attachments on this. So let me go ahead and strip it down from base and we'll build it. So first off, monolithic suppressor is going to help with the sound suppression as well as damage at range. The cons here are going to be the ADS speed and the aim walking steadiness. Then the barrel, you're going to want that 8.3 inch intruder barrel. That's going to assist with the ADS speed and the movement speed. The cons being bullet velocity and recoil control. And again, I'll link down below the conversion videos we did for this one to show you the different builds for the Ace 31, which we're covering here. Now for the optic, this blueprint comes with a Viper, or in real life as it's known as a Russian Cobra sight, which again, just essentially a red dot sight. Precision sight pitch, with the cons here being the ADS speed, since we're adding a little bit of extra weight there to the rail system on top. Now the stock, we're going to want that XRK gatekeeper. This is going to help us with the aiming stability and the aim walking steadiness. The con here being the aim walking movement speed. And then the last attachment we're going to want that comes with this blueprint is going to be the XRK CR56 stippled wrap. Again, this is just going to assist with the ADS speed and sprint to fire speed. The cons here being the aiming stability. So we'll go ahead and select that. Now, how does this compare to the base weapon of the CR56 AMAX versus the blueprint? You can see I'll swap back and forth. Here's our base weapon, and here's our blueprint. So you can see there are really no major differences. It's essentially just a color schema change. We have some additional writing on the suppressor, as well as a different suppressor design, which I really like that. And then again, just a different color schema to essentially the dust cover, the cheek rest on the buttstock, the grip tape. The magazine is a more of a grayish or a silverish, and then the same color pattern is now seen on the handguard there, as well as the Viper or the Cobra sight there also. So that's this weapon. Now, how does the camouflage look on this? Again, it's just going to cover it the same as it would the regular weapon. You can see that right in there on the weapon is still visible with the blueprint. And then the pistol that comes with this, again, this is just an X16 blueprint. You can see the attachments being the compensator, the Vanguard Elite, which is one of the better barrels that you can have on this weapon. It's going to definitely assist in all areas. That's the best one you want. 26-round magazine, lightweight trigger for faster fire rate, and the rubberized grip tape, which will help out with that recoil control, since we have a short build and we're going to be firing rounds very fast, especially with that lightweight trigger. Recoil is going to be a little bit more harder to control. But here you can see the weapon, essentially modeling a Glock 18. Obviously, we just don't have the full auto capability of this weapon quite yet, but a very nice looking blueprint. Again, this one also, along with the assault rifle, has the ability for dismemberment, as you'll see here in the gameplay. So let me go ahead now and back out, and we'll go ahead now and jump into the gameplay with the Divide blueprint here. So you can see here, just running this on Euphrates Bridge, and first off, you'll notice just the dismemberment features on this weapon are really nice. Definitely taking off heads, limbs, etc. very easily. It's definitely a lot of fun to play with. Just some things that I would add to this weapon. I think this is really good for close quarters engagements, but it could be even better with a grip. I would add, at the very least, a Commando foregrip or even a Merc or a Ranger foregrip to this if you're going to be engaging anywhere outside of close range, just because of the short barrel. You're really obviously limiting your range and your bullet velocity. So you really want to be able to control the kick on this weapon, since it is a 7.62 by 39 millimeter round on this, that Soviet round, interchangeable with the AK-47. So if you're going to be engaging outside of close range, I would definitely recommend a grip. You can see in the gameplay that the recoil can be a little bit more than I was initially expecting when firing at some medium ranges. So close range, really good. Anything out beyond 15, 20 meters, very, very hard to get shots on target, in my personal opinion. But again, I may not be the best at controlling the recoil, but you can see the recoil pattern on this weapon. I've also covered it in the conversion video, so you can go ahead and check those out. I'll link that down below as well. But again, like I said, I would throw an underbarrel attachment on here and maybe swap that out for the buttstock. I think that would be a better alternative, or even swap something out for the grip tape as well. Since we already have the shortest barrel on this, you really don't need that particular grip tape that this comes with. Your ADS speed is already going to be really good, and if you were to throw on a Commando foregrip, you wouldn't have to take any negation to the ADS speed, and a Merc foregrip would be, or a Ranger foregrip would be very minimal at best, since we do have the shortest barrel on this weapon. So keep that in mind as far as how you want to customize this again. But the blueprint itself, a little bit disappointed. I was expecting to have more cosmetic changes. I think in the future it would be really, really cool if we got some sort of AK-12 or 15 blueprint out of either the AK-47 or even this one being the IWI Ace, which is the modernized Galil, which essentially was initially designed to be an upgraded version of the AK-47. I'll go into that in the videos I link down below there for you, where I talk more in depth about this weapon itself and how Israel developed it, the original Galil, and then how they more modernized it to be a upgraded version of an AK, essentially the AKMs, to replace the old AKMs by creating the IWI Ace. So basically they had a market for all the countries that were using the old AK-47s or what replaced them being the AKMs, and they were able to come to those countries and offer out the IWI Ace here because it is interchangeable with those 7.62x39 Soviet magazines, and now you essentially have an upgraded version of the AKMs that those countries may have been using. And again, I believe this was actually designed and implemented prior to the Russians coming out with that AK-15 and the AK-12 platform for the weapon. But very nice weapon. I like the blueprint overall. Again, the blueprint, I would like to see bigger changes to this besides just a color scheme. But again, I really like what they did with the suppressor. I think the parts in this are pretty interchangeable, and it is a nice looking blueprint. The operator, Roze, pretty cool. Definitely not my favorite. I'm not going to be running her at all. However, I think the helmet and the design overall is really nice. I would really like to see a milsim type blueprint for her in the future. I think that has a lot of potential as well. I think she's a good looking operator for sure, and a much more tactical, realistic type operator kit for her I think would be really nice to see as well. So let me know down below what you guys think of this. Again, 2,400 COD points in the COD store today. Let me know what you think of this. Have you got it? Are you not going to get it? I personally would say it's probably, in my personal opinion, not worth it. I don't think the blueprint itself is going to do that much or change the weapon that much to warrant that much COD points, as well as the operator, Roze. Not anything really special. In my mind, I'm just somebody that really likes the milsim operator type skins like the Bale, or what we saw with a lot of the milsim for the default operators, and some of the custom skins we've been seeing for already established operators. But this one, again, cool if it's up your alley. Personally, I wouldn't really recommend it unless that's your thing that you're into. But that's just my personal opinion. Let me know down below what you guys think. And also, there are dismemberment effects on the assault rifle and the pistol here, so definitely keep that in mind if you're looking to purchase. I think that's always an added benefit to the weapons. So if you're going to be running either of these, definitely this is a good base blueprint to build off of, as well if you're into Franken-Smith, then it definitely offers you more options for color schema for the weapons, swapping out the suppressors, maybe the color for the handguards you want on this blueprint at base. So pretty cool. Let me know again down below what you guys think of this and if it's worth the money for you. Again, we're getting closer and closer to Season 5. About 20 days left, so I believe that's supposed to launch in the beginning of August. I want to say it was August 5th is what it's targeted at right now. I have to look at the calendar and see. But again, hopefully it's not delayed again. We'll have to wait and see when the leaks start coming out. We had some initial leaks, but I don't think we'll see anything marketed until maybe 2 to 3 days prior to that. I think the past 2 times we've gotten maybe something a week out with a light roadmap. But we'll have to wait and see what it looks like for Season 5. Definitely excited for hopefully getting that G28. I know, as we talked about in the past few videos, the leaks for the Crytek 2000 or the Intervention, as well as the AN94, which to me, I think the Intervention would be pretty cool. AN94 definitely would not want to see that weapon in the game. It's cool in Black Ops, but for me, there's just so much more potential with the AK platform than using the AN94. Something like a modernized AK-12, AK-15 be added for a blueprint or something else, I think would be very nice. Even I'd rather see an AEK-971 over the AN94. I think the AN94 really never left prototype phase, if memory serves correctly. But we'll have to wait and see if they release that again. And if that is the case, it will definitely be tied in with something with the next Call of Duty for 2020, whether that is Black Ops or not, which I think at this point is basically all but confirmed. So let me know down below what kind of weapons you would want to see. Again, I would really like to see the G28. If you're not familiar, the HK G28 offers us, in my opinion, the most potential for a weapon in the game thus far, allowing us to create the, potentially, depending on what kind of attachments they give us. In a perfect world, if they give us all the right ones that I'm hoping for, we would be able to create 3 different weapons, that being the HK-417, the M27 IAR, and the HK-416, which would be awesome. We'd have a really good competitor essentially in 3 different areas. In the DMR area, you'd have with the G28, you'd have a HK-417, which again would serve the DMR area, or based on different perks that they give us, they would have a full auto perk for the 7.62 variant. We would be able to cover the 417 Assaulter. If we swap to 5.56, we had the 416, and then the light machine gun category for the M27 IAR. So essentially you'd be covering DMRs, assault rifles, and machine guns in one weapon. A lot of possibilities there. But let me know down below what you guys think of this. That's all for this video today. This is the Divide blueprint as part of the Roze Operator bundle, turning this weapon, the CR56 AMAX, into the IWI Ace 31. Till next time, Buckner Gaming, out.